Hey everybody, welcome back to Dr. Bagpipe. This is just a short little video on reed kits. Every piper should have a kit where they can store their reeds of various tunings and makes, and also the materials to manipulate those reeds. I am going to just show my favorite one that I've had for many years. I won't reveal how long. I don't think it's available now, but I think everybody should be able to find something somewhat like it. It's a very, very compact two-layer case here made by Flambeau. It's called a Mini Force. It's really just a tackle kit, and in the next step, I'll break it down and show you all the things inside of it and how they're stored, and more or less why I keep all my materials here. Again, I have a Flambeau Mini Force. You can just see that it's clear, so I can get a quick look at where my materials are. It's two-layered. I, of course, have my card here because I've got valuable reeds I do not want to misplace. Now, what this does is it opens up into two layers. The first layer, well, let's take a look at that. These are the reeds themselves. Now, I have a bunch of different setups, so I need to have them quickly organized. I generally keep my B-flat tenors, easy drone in this case, but these are long tenors. This is one set, and this is a newer set. I label them as such. Here is a, pipe band pitch, solo pitch set of easy drones, and some Chris Armstrong extremes. I don't think they're available anymore. Anyway, this is a convenient dish for a set of dishes for chanter reeds. They keep them pretty well protected, and I think that everybody could use a Swiss Army knife for reed shaving, also scissors for tape, and this has a small nail file that could be used for sanding in a jam. Over on the other side, now this is where all the extra goods are. Pre-waxed hemp. I make sure that I have 4 number 3 stoppers for corking up the bag to assessing air tightness. I also have the small number 0 stoppers for the drones, just in case you want to isolate a drone or two to see their steadiness, or if you need to quickly block one off. I also use these for contemporary music, plug up the drones. On the idea of the drone, I have the drone extenders here that are made by MG. If I need to get even lower, based upon one of my setups, either long tenors or regular tenors, and one of these at the end of your tenor drone helps get you to B flat, and even probably a combination down to low A. What I keep in here also is tape, electrical tape for tuning. I have some plumber's tape or Teflon tape here for certain seals on certain drone pins that I like. I generally only do that on the main base stock. Here I have dental tape. This is a great waterproof pre-wax type of hemp that I tend to use for extremely wet type of things, like the ends of blowpipes, the type of stock. For a blowpipe that tends to get a lot of moisture, I find the dental tape is thick and resilient, lasts for years, and it also has a nice smell. So now onto the other side, I have, let's see, some tips for my blowpipes, for the mouthpieces. I have whiteout that I need to, often when I get my chanter set in the stock and I don't want to fiddle around with it, I put a piece of, like a strip of whiteout connecting the chanter stock to the chanter so that I know exactly where to place my chanter in. I have a little bit of Vaseline here. That's really just for my fingers, like after having a kid, my hands are so dry from washing them so much, and the pandemic. So over in this larger section, I've got some extra practice chanter reeds, a bass drone reed. I'll tend to keep bass drones in here because this is a longer, but here are 2 critical parts of every reed kit. Here's a self-made poker, what's called a mandrel or reed poker, and here is the one that's available from bagpipelessons.com, the Piper's Ultimate Poker. It is an exceptional poker. It works on many different types of chanter reeds that have different types of copper tubes. Some of them are folded, some of them are seamless. The staples that are inside, this opens them up and makes the reed a little bit more resilient, or takes care of certain unstable tuning issues. Many of you will remember the era when pipe boxes didn't really have much room for anything other than the bag and the drones. Many of us in that era turned to something like this, the old tackle box way of, carding reeds and carding all of the stuff that they would manipulate inside of it. I have dedicated this one to the old school cane workshop here. Sandpaper, yes, that's very important. But I have several generations of cane drone reeds, mini tenors, other tenors. I have a stash of about 40 bases here from the 1990s, Henderson bass drones. Anyway, it's good to have a plethora, I would say, of bass drone reeds and tenor drone reeds, so that you don't have to fuss around with too many cane for too long. If it doesn't work, throw it away, get rid of it. And also, just for those that might have been in Jack Lee's workshop at some point, if anybody remembers, he had a huge Ziploc bag full of someone's giant red hair afro. So what I decided to do not that long ago, actually, about a year ago, was when I did cut off most of my hair, the last big haircut that I did during the pandemic, I decided to keep most of it. And why? Because there's some really thick, coarse hairs here that I can insert under the drone tongues to keep them going if they shut down. Thanks for joining me again, Dr. Bagpipe. We looked at my reed kit, and it's a compact thing and very portable, and gives me access to a lot of different sounds and the devices to manipulate them, throughout a session. Okay, happy piping.